there was a story last week in the New Yorker about the spy master for the leading spy master for Iran, and they get even though they have all these sanctions against Iran supposedly set up, they can get around them. So they give this spy master $20 million a week, from oil. Now let's say you put up the Keystone Pipeline, and all of a sudden this guy, instead of having 20 million, he has $1 million a week to give to Hezbollah and to the Syrian forces. I mean, isn't that a good thing for everybody? And yet this guy Elmo, I mean, I wanted to just go up to Elmo and slap him around a little bit. And just say, Elmo, let's think this thing through. But these are the people that are calling the shots. I don't know if you saw that. This didn't get much play, but in all the Syrian and then now the shutdown, there's an agency called the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, FERC. Does anybody read about in the Wall Street Journal? Obama wanted to put in a guy named Ron Benz. He's from Colorado, another state that's been a little schizophrenic.
Yeah, right.
Ron Benz wants to shut down the coal industry. The coal industry. You ever go? You got the? Do you have the Whole Foods up here? Do they have those? Do they have those charging stations out in front of the Whole Foods? Oh, you don't have one? You'll have one. Oh, it's coming. It's coming. In Massachusetts, they have the Whole Foods. The Whole Foods are set up, and they have this. They have these charging stations where you can go and you can bring your Prius or your Volt into the space, and while you're going to get your wholesome food, you can charge your car for free. I look around. I'm driving around like going, where's the free gas? I'm a customer too. Where's my free gas? But the crazier thing about it is, where is that energy coming from? It's coming from coal. How are they gonna have their nice electric power for their Priuses and their Volts if they shut down the coal industry? We have. That was another thing T. Boone Pickens said. Little lady, you can't have an 18-wheeler powered by no battery. You need diesel fuel. But Elmo doesn't know that. Elmo doesn't care. So this guy Benz wanted to shut down the oil industry, the coal industry, and then he wanted to shut down natural gas. He wants an 80% tax on natural gas. How many people get their houses heated and their water heated by natural gas? I'd like to be paying 80% more.
But isn't natural gas natural?
But the good news was they at least, and again, I still say the Democrat Party is basically the Socialist Party now, but a guy like Joe Manchin, he's the senator from West Virginia, he can't stand by, even though, he's a Democrat, he can't stand by and let this guy shut down his state's major industry. And Mary Landrieu, who's running for re-election in Louisiana, she can't let this guy shut down natural gas in Louisiana, which is one of the main industries down there. So they voted against him and they stopped it. But you give these people more time, they're getting all these people into the bureaucracies. I mean, look at the National Park Service. The National Park Service was always this apolitical civil service type agency. Now they're turning into, I hate to use the old cliche, but jackbooted thugs.
Neither civil nor service.
The new Brown.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's the Winston Churchill line. Yeah, the civil servants are neither civil nor servants. It's a very good line. So, I hope you guys will, you know, as Jordan said, you have much more power than most citizens in the United States in picking the next president of the United States. But the first thing you guys got to do is you got to elect a Republican legislature again. I mean, you have no idea how fortunate you are to have a Republican legislature until you have a Democrat legislature, until you can study the Democrat legislature. I don't know if you know, we passed a tech tax in Massachusetts last July, and it was passed strictly party lines, 133 to 23. The tech industry came to New Hampshire, came to the legislature and said, and to the governor and said, we can't afford to have this tax. You know, the medical device tax is already killing not just Massachusetts, but New Hampshire, as you know. That's not a tax on profits, that's a tax on sales, everything, 2.3%. So they said, we can't have another tax like this. So, talk about sheeple. The legislature in July, 133 to 23 for the tax. 2 weeks ago, do you know what the vote was to repeal it? 156 to 1.
Who's the one?
Who's the one? A guy named, it would have been Mark. A guy who was in the legislature with Mark, a guy named Angelo Scascia. And he said, he said, you don't give up something after you've worked so hard for it. And I said in my column, I said, surely he meant to say, you don't give up something after someone else has worked so hard for it and you just robbed him of it. But you need that Republican legislature. That's step one. And then step two is getting rid of Carol Shea Porter. Talk about schizophrenia. I thought she was a member of Code Pink. I thought she was joined at the hip to Cindy Sheehan. Then she has a problem, and she moved into the Portsmouth Navy Yard. She had a bed there, didn't she? She was living there, trying to get these contracts. And the fools, not you guys, but your foolish neighbors voted her back in. I can't believe it. At least Hodes is gone. Yeah, well, I hope you make it Custer's last stand. But anyway, I'm glad to be here today, and I'm glad I could talk to you. And I hope you'll keep working at this. I know some days it's depressing. And I try not to make my show depressing. I try to at least keep it entertaining. We always use those. Did you hear about the Sheila Jackson Leigh this week? The House. She said the House has declared martial law. This is the woman who said she hoped that she was wondering if the moon rover was going to be used on Mars to go pick up the American flag. Something behind on Mars. You can't leave the country in the hands of these kind of people. But it's good to be here, and I'll have my books for sale out front like I always do. Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. If you want to get a copy of Rifleman, I'll be selling it out front there. And I'm happy to be here. I'm sorry the Hanover Street Chop House is closed on Saturday afternoons. I was planning on going up there for lunch, but I'm glad to be in Manchester. And if anybody's got any questions, I'll be glad to take them.
Croc TV.